you? Our week to Marilyn Horse, and apparently your good weather has gone, and you can look forward to freezing winds.
Well, it was this morning. I honestly thought I was going to freeze my face off when I walked the dog. I mean, it really catches you out because we're in this sort of like quiet little place, little lane, and then you turn into the fields and you get a blasting, And the rain was, I know that sounds weird, but it was really cold rain.
Oh, well, it's coming down here apparently.
Oh, well,
Oh,
you won't get cold rain, you'll get tepid rain, won't you? But
tepid
they're
rain.
threatening. I mean, I don't think we'll get it where we are, but you're this threatening first week of April to have snow.
Oh my goodness me. Well, that's another April Fool's joke. Remember the days when it was a great feat of television, particularly, to do an April Fool's joke.
Oh yeah.
There was the one I remember was the spaghetti tree. I don't know whether you can put your mind back that far. And they did a sort of panorama program and said, "Have you ever wondered where your spaghetti comes from?" Well, we'll show you. And half the nation was taken in by this spaghetti tree that they just hung spaghetti on. She said, there you go. Takes you back.
It's amazing how you can fool people, isn't it?
Well, the BBC are Master of Arts on that. We've just been discussing that, haven't we? Yeah. And more to come later. Listen, mentioning the war very briefly, things are happening. We don't know who's lying the most.
Well, yes, exactly. It's both are adamant on either side, aren't they?
Well, they
Trumpy is,
are. That's true. But when you look at Islam, as we've pointed out many times before, they are told to lie to infidels.
yes,
We
yes,
are the infidel.
yes,
And if you are told to lie, then you can't believe a word that comes out of Iran as an example.
exactly, exactly. And that's so you look at that and think, yeah, that's what they're told. And I don't think Trump would be. I don't think it's fake news. I don't think he'd be saying stuff that he didn't feel that he has been discussing. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't trust any politicians anymore.
Oh, there
I
might
mean,
be an element of truth, whereas you know the other side, there is always no truth.
exactly
That is
right, exactly
terrible.
right. So, I mean, Tehran are like adamant that no talks have been taking place. But of course, with all the things in the Middle East, it's all about saving face, isn't it? They don't want. I mean, that's what they're like. And any deal, anything, they have to save face all the time. And until they're in that position, they don't sort of concede, really, do they?
No, I mean, if you remember, if you tell a lie to an infidel, you can get brownie points.
Oh,
Or
how many virgins do you get?
exactly, there's your brownie points. And I've seen lots of photographs on the web, of course, of all dressed up in these virgins in black um, burqas. And I mean, I'd sooner have a bar of chocolate. I mean, there's no sort of incentive when you see this crowd. You can
Well,
have
there was this very funny one I saw. I think I told you about it the other day. And, it's one of these jokes that goes around, the internet. And it was like, oh, Ahmed was really, or Muhammad, whatever it was really upset when he got to find the 40 virgins. And they were like, oh, morbidly obese, dressed in bikinis. It's
yes.
hilarious. But you wouldn't know. I mean, this is what I don't. I understand the culture thing about keeping the hair covered because that is something the Jewish people do it as well. I've taught in a Jewish school before now, and some of the women there wear wigs because their hair is for their loved ones and their family. Yeah. And I get that, but I don't think in this country that the face coverings or anything else. I mean, it could be a man. You only see the eyes, don't you? And when you see some of them wear those sort of weird metal shaped things,
Mm.
why? I can understand it was, if you're living in the desert, then the same with being circumcised. If you're living in the desert, then it's much more hygienic. You don't want grains of sand getting in there, do you? It's just some of
Oh,
this
it's early in the morning for this, you know.
stuff.
We better move on before we're in trouble again.
Some people will be watching it in the evening somewhere.
Well, that's true. You're all right then.
Um,
Listen, talking about Iran and the support it seems to be getting from both sides of the pond, both the media in the US and the media in Britain. BBC, again, they seem to be supporting Iran. The news is twisted. I wouldn't even say watered down. It's twisted. And I remember the Falklands War. And
Oh, me too. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and there was foolish reporting there by a couple of the media newspapers. One, of course, The Guardian, they had a lot of practice. And they were really ganged upon against by the Prime Minister, the government, and the rest of the press. Supporters, you're on the Argentinian side saying things like that. And it's true. And
Yeah.
the same is happening again. And the left wing are determined to overthrow the country one way or the other.
Did you see on the news last night the Palestinian flag was flying at the top of Westminster Abbey?
Oh, the church is involved. They'd like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You've got to get up there and put the flag up, haven't you? And you can't, someone's got to unlock the door in the tower so you can go up there. I find it outrageous, absolutely outrageous. And then it was on this morning that, oh, you know, the girl that looks like she's come off Sea Beanie, whatever her name is, Hannah, whatever her name is, never wears any other, or the hideous green trouser suit she wears with her pink, you know, the green woman. How a lot of, a lot of their, maybe you should call her Kermit. A lot of her literature for the election, it was all written in Urdu. So
Yes.
I don't think for you know, a British election, everything should be in English, I'm afraid.
It should, if you've got the weight of a vote, then you've got to
Absolutely.
prove that you know something about the country and
Exactly.
certainly the language.
It wasn't so long ago, was it, when it was mandatory that you had to, I think, I can't remember how long ago it was now, you had to know who the Queen was, you had to know something about the history of the country, and you had to be able to speak English. Well, where's that all gone?
Well, it's gone under the guise of the present Labour Party. But mentioning the BBC, come on, we'll stick with that a little bit because they are so, every single programme is affected by woke.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone, it's not just the fact that they hide news or in Donald Trump's case, deliberately distort the news. It's in every programme. And there's a new series started about the two aircraft carriers, one in particular, that we laud, we've spent a fortune on, and they're practically useless. Whatever they tell you, because we've not got the ships to accompany them and getting rid of the torpedoes. We've not got the aircraft unless we borrow them from the States. But we spent mega amounts of money on them because it was a vanity project. So there they are, they go, the BBC, to extend their mighty power. And it is still a mighty power. People still believe, oh, it's the BBC, it must be right. Wow, brainwashing totally. So they go on this and spend 3 months or whatever on the carrier and see what the crew are doing. Now, on that carrier, there's probably 2,000 men and 100 women. Looking at the programme, what? It's all women. Now, this is their agenda, of course, that women can do everything. Yes, they can. So can men do everything. It was really highlighted, and I couldn't stop tittering afterwards. They go to the women's part of the boat. They were kept separate for various reasons. And they were learning how to use firearms. And it was embarrassing. This lady picked up this automatic rifle, which had a strap on it to hold it, and various other things. She couldn't hold the blooming thing. These are heavy pieces of gear. She couldn't even get the strap to go. And they made her put her hat on, tin hat. And even that fell off because she couldn't keep it on the head. So eventually she turns to the camera and said, "It's not what I do."
What?
Well, I'm sorry, what are you doing on a warship for then?
Well,
Well, I'll tell
absolutely.
you, it's making up the numbers so that they can say, DEI, we've got that many women on board. But if you're defending me, madam, no, thank you. I've got a catapult, will be far better than that. But this is your BBC.
Well, yeah, it's
It's
true.
twisted.
It is true. And there was something on the news that GB News did breaking news the other day, and I often go through the other news channels, and I looked, I couldn't see anything. Oh, I know what it was. It was the abortion thing going through the House of Lords, and there was nothing. It was like, oh, it must have been 20 items down the page, like something that wasn't really sort of considered. There was not given any form of urgency or anything like that. It was absolutely appalling. And I thought, here we go, typical BBC. Anything that is in any way contentious, we won't show that. They kind of had to, but you had to keep scrolling down the items of news before you actually saw it. And I thought it was appalling. And then there was I saw this morning with GB News, they were saying, and I think Mark White, I quite like Mark White. He was saying with Ellie, I can't remember her name is Ellie Costello or Contello or whatever her name
That's
is.
it. Yep.
And he was saying, well, they were both saying they'd had Wes Streeting on, and then somebody else came on who said a lot of people would quite like him to be the next prime minister. A lot of people would feel safer if he was.
Really?
But then they were saying as well, though, that, you know, why don't the politicians go on GB News when they can actually sort of talk their truth? Because you're not going to get the truth out of anything. Well, that's probably why, because they don't want to tell the truth, so they go on the BBC. I mean, I can't watch Question Time anymore. I really can't watch Fiona Bruce. Then all that. I can't. I used to watch it.
Well,
And
there's a lot of people saying the same thing, actually. I've got a lot of notes here from people who say the same. It gets me so wound up, I can't watch.
Yeah, that's right. And also, it's quite late at night. It's about 10:30, something like that. And I can't watch it anymore. Really, really does annoy me. And also, I think, well, they don't affect anything, do they? It's just opinion. And then you get people in the audience that are actually cherry picked, of course, that would be suitable. They don't want any redneck.
Oh no, they all go to GB News, the rednecks.
They wouldn't ask me to ask a question. But no, it does. It's becoming so patently clear that everything is watered down with the Beebs. And they've got a new guy starting, haven't they?
Yes, but he's come from industry. He might know what he's doing. That's the danger there. They could be a bigger danger indeed. We move on quickly. We've insulted them enough for now. Let's get back to the price of petrol and drill, baby drill. There again, the ears go deaf from the Labour Party. But I'm sorry, when they are doubling down, and they've got the cheek to say this on green things, whereby we're in a mess because of the green things. It's an utter nonsense. And we'll all be dead by 2050. You'll all be dead in 5 years if you don't do anything about the crisis. Never mind.
Well, there was who was talking about it? I think it was on Laura Kunsberg. And I did watch that on Sunday morning. And someone was saying, well, it wouldn't be effective because this is what I couldn't understand. It would take 10 years to do the drilling and make it effective.
I'm sorry, that's more lies that come out again.
It has to be. It has to be. I mean, all the equipment, everything's there, isn't it?
Well, we know for a fact this gigantic field they found off the west coast of Scotland.
Yes.
That can be delivering stuff before the end of this year.
Exactly.
These are lies. They're not even half truths.
But they're not even looking into it, are they? You see, they just don't want. And then there was a lot. Can't remember his name. Tom Howard, I think it was getting quite testy yesterday with somebody that had come on and going on about the wind farms and all of this, and we're not utilizing stuff and using it effectively. I mean, it is crazy. And then our Rachel chirps up. It'll be fun today, won't it? It's Prime Minister's question time on a Wednesday. It would be interesting because he never answers the questions. That's the point. And this is where I'm getting really annoyed with Lindsay Hoyle because he should insist that when the opposition asks a question, he should insist that the other one answers it.
Well, he's one of them. He
Of
won't.
course he is. And he's so busy getting on his he's quite vain, I think, actually. He's quite, look at me, pumped up and pumped up, going around wherever nice sunny climes that to talk about democracy. Well, I don't know how he's got the nerve to do it because we're not democratic here, are we? I mean, he just seems to have a very jolly time, doesn't he? And I thought he might be quite good when he started, but these days he really irritates me because he should. I mean, I think it was 6 times last week. Badenoch asked him something, and he did not answer the question 6 times, and he should
Yeah,
have said,
that was unforgivable.
he should have said, would you answer the question? He should have said that.
Exactly, but don't forget who he took over from, the little Napoleon, who was even more round the bend.
Yes.
It's obviously sitting on that seat does something to you. Mind you, he's very seldom there. He's always off, and there's usually a young lady there doing her best to keep things in order.
I know. I know, yeah, because as I say, he's a bit like Never Hear Care, isn't he? He's always somewhere on a plane somewhere, and it's a lot of that goes under the radar, I think, more than it should.
More than it should.
We're paying for him to fly to all these places, aren't we? And take his lovely wife.
Yes, first class, etc.
Yeah, why does he have to go first class?
Right, we go to the NHS because an interesting report coming out this last week about how it failed in the pandemic, not only the NHS, many other things, institution-wise. They've come up with a figure of 17,000 people died because of the stay at home to protect the NHS. Remember that phrase.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, I question that figure. Far more people died.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Than that.
Definitely.
Multiply that by 10.
Absolutely. No, far higher than that, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
At least they've partially admitted culpability there. I mean, it was completely wrong. They got these models. They believed the computer. And as we regularly say, computers function very simply. Rubbish in, rubbish out. You can get a computer to do what you like.
Well, yeah, of course you can. Depends how you program them, isn't it? I mean, but I don't. It's this inquiry is costing millions,
Yeah.
and I don't think they're any closer to knowing what they would do next time if a pandemic popped up next year. I don't think they've come anywhere near close to finding out a better way of doing things. The best way of doing it was never to have closed down in the first place.
Yeah. Well, look, go to the Swedish model.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Largely right.
Yeah, but they don't have the problem with the teenagers and mental health or anything like that. People.
Yeah, we're going to have a chat about that. That's interesting you say that. But before we do, mind you, we've got to look at the real reasons behind this NHS report. And that's not only did they say, oh, don't come in because you passed the germ on, they also cancelled lots of life-threatening cancer
Yes.
and other screening that should have been done at a very early stage.
Yes.
And you add to that 17,000, that lot, you're talking about mega numbers. They've actually said, we've got it wrong. Next time it happens, the next epidemic in another 100 years or whatever, they will not cancel important screenings. Hooray! I'm sorry, they should have realised that at the time.
Exactly right. I mean, how many young people died of cancer because they couldn't have the the treatment and they couldn't have the investigation and any other stuff as well. People with kidney disease, people with heart failure, all sorts of things that needed. I mean, it would not. I suppose they could say, "Oh, all hands to the deck." Everybody was working, trying to keep people alive in intensive care and stuff like that. But it was completely wrong. Absolutely wrong. Lots of young women died because as a result of it. That, cancer's always the one, isn't it? The big C. But there are other conditions that are equally life-threatening. But I don't think we're any closer. It's just a load of hooey and cover-up still, and we are no closer to knowing how to do it better next time.
Yes, the drawbridge is pulled up every time to protect the politician. Never mind the truth, as long as he can stay in power.
That's it.
The most important. Tell you what we should have a natter about, and that is the future world war. I'm not talking about the present world war because I don't think it is. It will only happen if China and Russia are drawn in, but I think they're clever enough not to do that, hopefully. But the real world war, we've had a sniffing of it in Spain. What's going to happen? It's going to be done by war in space.
Yes, I read that.
Yeah, and we've suffered just one day with a complete blackout because the Spanish authorities got their electricity thing, their grid, in an absolute mess. They've still not admitted it. The politicians are blaming everybody but themselves, but it was down to the politicians, ultra left wing again. And they've got, we had 24 hours nearly where you got no telephones, no electricity, nothing that functioned. And wow, it was horrible because it could have gone on for weeks.
Yeah.
It could have been the start of World War III. You didn't know at the time because there was no communication. And blow me down this last week, most of the banks went down themselves because of a computer fault.
Now that's interesting because here I didn't know that, but here the ATMs were not working.
Oh.
So
well, they didn't work here. Lots of other things didn't work. That's interesting. The other thing, again, if you wanted to top up your phone, and my phone ran out and I couldn't top up and I couldn't speak to people.
Yeah.
And the computers are still down after 3 days. Oh, be patient, it'll come back. But you can easily see why Star Wars will be Star Wars. And if they can do stupid things like getting in and hacking your computer, beware, by the way, there's a big thing going on worldwide with Amazon.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. And we're going to dig deep into Amazon. But I've given them a week to come back to me.
How interesting.
Because they've been naughty, very naughty. And I can't say any more at this stage. As I say, I want their right of reply. If they're not prepared to give one, then we will go in with both barrels.
Good.
But these companies get too powerful. That's all I can say.
Yeah, no, they do.
The moment.
Yeah, no, they do. I mean, and what annoys me about Amazon, there is no customer service. You can't talk to anyone. I mean, when somebody hacked into my account year before last, it took me 3 months to get my account working again, and that's only because I literally had to, use my other name. I thought, well, I'll have to do it that way. But it's really frightening, and now I do it where I can only use it if it sends a code to my phone. But it was absolute nightmare. I would spend the hours and hours I spent waiting, and then when you do, you can't understand what they're saying. It's either in Singapore or Urdu land or something else, and then it's well, no, we can't. They couldn't do not have the ability when you finally get a reply, which sometimes would be 7 hours. Then they would say like, oh, well, we don't have the ability to get through to senior management. What? Well, what's the point in having a customer service department then that A, never answers the phone, and B, can't sort anything out?
Yeah, well, we've got a beauty. And it encompasses all this. We'll be patient and give them a week. Why, I should do, but I will. I want to hear what they've got to say. I'm confident that they won't say anything.
Oh, you probably won't get any reply.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's what they do. They just hide away, don't they?
Hope it goes away.
Yeah.
and make sure that you're inconvenienced as much as possible.
Yes.
Anyway, Amazon, you're on call. The good part, there is always a good part to a lot of our stories. So, yeah, we've got to be careful because Russia and China, particularly, are actually, and apparently, the Americans, particularly, have seen this happening. You see, the number of satellites out there are enormous. And suddenly you get one satellite that threatens another one. And these are Chinese and Russian satellites.
Oh my word.
And literally, they are practicing what they can do to take out the other satellites. They're
Oh
already doing it now. And
gosh.
even it sounds a bit crude, this. They've got one satellite with a big hook, and it can hook the enemy's satellite and take it out of orbit.
Oh, that's extraordinary.
That's going on, folks. It's all going on.
All up there in the black matter that you can't see. Crikey.
Oh. Well, the good news part of it is that Richard Branson actually has said, beware, the future war is up there. And he said, but we've got something else that we can give you from next year. And from next year, he says, every 48 hours, we're launching a rocket to take holidaymakers to the edge of space. It's not quite in space, but it will appear that because everything is black and you go a bit weightless.
No, thank you.
But well, no, you either, oh, I'll have a bit of that before I die, or no, thank you, you're not getting me up there. But I tell you
Not a
what,
chance. Not a chance. I often say, everyone's got their price, but I'm afraid no,
that's
absolutely
it,
not.
yes. But if you
Not
get
even,
vertigo, it's not the best
yeah,
time.
not even for 10 million would I do that. No, thank you.
Well, lots will. We don't know how much it's going to cost, but every 48 hours, that's a serious business.
That is absolutely, yeah. I mean, crikey, it's going to be an arm and a leg, isn't it, to get a seat?
Yes,
Oh,
possibly.
God. No, that would be my idea of hell.
Well, I'll tell you another, your idea of hell. He's called Down to Earth now, Liability Lammy, and
Oh,
he's still progressing this trial without jury.
oh,
And more, even from his own camp, are saying there's 80 of them, even on his own side, MPs. Don't do it. We've got to water this bill down at least. This is all part of Marxism over reality that this
absolutely.
particular government is into.
I don't understand. Was any of this stuff on? So much stuff is going through that wasn't in the manifesto, like the abortion thing. That was not in the manifesto.
Yeah,
These are, and this is changing the whole of the justice system. That was not in the manifesto. It's a huge thing to decide what to do. It's huge. And he shouldn't be meddling with it at all. I still can't see how it's going to save and reduce the queue of people waiting to go into court. The best way to do it, as we said it before, is make the judges work a full day, like anybody else has to. Then you would clear and get a backlog. But you can't have people that, I mean, their job, politicians, is to keep society safe. And you can't let these people off or out early. There was another batch that came out the other day that, were going, no, who was it? Somebody was coming out way earlier than they should. You can't do it. It's impossible. You've got enough thugs walking around town because they're Asian and they haven't been through the system. And some of them are now. What was it I saw? Where these people are all going to get a suspended sentence or something. I can't remember what it was. I read something the other day, and I thought this is absolute lunacy. This is utter lunacy. Just send them back. I mean, honestly, all this nonsense about what was it? Shabana Mahmood was going to give the French another what 500 million was it? They haven't even done anything.
no.
Why do they need more money?
Well, they put one ding in, it's cost us 800 million pounds. That
I,
sounds like good.
what are they doing with the money? And
Yeah.
now she's going to give them some more, but then she changed her mind, doesn't she? She comes out and says something, and then it's all throttles back on it again because
It's a
obviously,
nonsense. There's an easy way to do it. We've said it so many times. I'm sorry, you're just rearranging the famous deck chairs on
exactly.
the Titanic. You're pushing it into the long grass.
I mean, it's just it's so ridiculous when you think about our own passport system as well, where
I know.
you have to have 6 months, you can't have 6 months left on the passport you've paid for, and yet they come in without one.
If you're an upright citizen now with a passport, in this case, doing everything right, you are low hanging fruit and you're going to be got at. Well, these villains go free. It's a way of overturning society.
Yes, it
I
is.
firmly believe I didn't, but I do now.
No, I do. It's because it's at and every sort of juncture, there's something else. And I thought, and some of them are quite subtle, but nonetheless, I mean, that thing with the flag on Westminster Abbey really wound me up, really wound me up.
Yeah.
And
We want
yeah,
you to think the way we think. We want to control you because we have got a way of making your life better. And I'm sorry, it's not democracy. Therefore, it is wrong.
well, they also shouldn't be doing all these marches. I mean, it was really quite interesting. I was listening to Nicky Campbell on Five Live yesterday, and he had Jewish people phoning in, and how do they feel about, living in England? I mean, it's fair to say some of them did say this has always been, if you like, a biblical war. It's in the Bible about the Jews and all of that. It's always been a problem, but you can't. Sadiq Khan pops up and says something about, oh, it's outrageous. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, you really care, don't you? And he's going to get involved. Oh, that's going to be massively helpful.
Have you noticed how your friend has got very thin over the last
Oh,
month?
because he's had Ramadan, hasn't he?
Yeah,
So
exactly that. Well, I'm sort of hoping that we can get 3 months of Ramadan. That should.
that will see him off.
I didn't say she did.
He was almost unrecognizable, wasn't he? I mean, it's nothing of him anyway. He's a little sort of oh, what was this someone said about called him something about a goblin, and I thought, oh, that's really funny.
Yes, put him at the bottom of your garment. Oh, well, that's an Irish thing, isn't it? Garden. Yeah, okay. We must mention before we move on that we need prison to put people in. And as we've been saying countless times before, put Nightingale prisons up, please. You've got
Yeah,
plenty of experience. You can do it
exactly.
within a week.
They could, of course they could, and put them where they can't be around a town. We've got plenty of remote areas around. Plenty of places out on the perimeters of Scotland and all that. It's crazy. It's crazy. It would be easy to do. They knocked up those hospitals in no time at all. And it would be simple. Like, it's just awful. It's absolutely awful.
They don't want to stop the illegal immigration and the legal immigration. They want to change our country. They've always done it. And when I say they, it's not just this clown of a government that we've got in now. It's the Tories that were not Tories, the wets in the Tory party,
Yeah,
think the same way as the socialists
yeah,
and liberals. They are
yeah.
destroying our society.
Yeah, they were, and I do think it started with Tony Blair.
Absolutely, it did.
I mean, there was so much stuff. I mean, education, like everybody can go to university, everybody should. No, they shouldn't. What's the other thing? Family courts, sworn to secrecy, dreadful, absolutely dreadful. The family court system is horrific. And he did
Indefensible.
all of that. It's just, I never liked him. I never, ever liked him. And I didn't like David Cameron either. I didn't like him. I thought he was a bit slimy.
Same model.
Yes.
Right. Very interesting report came out from the States this last week. Fascinating. And it's about pornography. And it's come from the Frontiers in Human Neuroscience. They've studied it in detail, how pornography starts, how you get involved, and how it's both a neurological and a physical battle for people. It's an addiction
It is.
as bad as a drug,
Mm.
with very similar outcomes. And with a full publication of this lot, it's fascinating how the brain works, how it's aroused, how it has behavioral changes, how it is dependent like drugs. It's a drug that affects you.
It's the dopamine.
Yeah, it's an it's like opioids.
It
There's very
is.
little
It is the dopamine. It is the dopamine. The dopamine. I mean, there is a very good, very short half-hour documentary actually that there were three neuroscientists. It came out about 3 or 4 years ago. These neuroscientists looked into what it does to the brain, and there was a guy. It was called Raised on Porn. And it was a guy who was, as an adult, was saying how and how he got addicted to it and all the rest of it. And the addiction is because dopamine is it does act like a drug. It's your pleasure drug. It's your pleasure hormone, and it raises 2 to 4 times above a safe level in anyone who's under 25. And it destroys neural pathways. It actually damages the grey matter. So you end up with a smaller brain. And that's what the kids don't realize. It's if you do like a young person, if a young person was to watch it 2 or 3 hours a week, that's too much. It is too much. And you can't unsee what you've seen. And the thing is, it is like a drug because when the dopamine level drops down, then the brain you get brain fog, you get all this sort of stuff, and it's desperate for more dopamine. It's desperate to have that fix again. So there you are, back watching it. It is highly addictive, highly addictive. And it's the reason why we have so many harmful sexualized behaviors in schools. It's impacting on society and relationships. It will, over time, burn out your dopamine receptor, which means you can't feel pleasure, which then causes erectile problems, which can't be fixed because you've burnt your dopamine receptors out. So it's not like you've got a medical condition and you can be treated. This is because your dopamine receptor has burnt out. It's a huge problem, huge problem. And I did an article the other day. I had a very respected head teacher and principal who's just retired and sold his school. And really interesting when he said most of the kids watch, he's adamant he doesn't let kids take their phones into school because if they're going to watch pornography, they will watch it in the lunch hour and they will tell. A lot of bullying comes from that as well. You can't be in our group if you're not going to join and watch pornography with us, I mean, it is just appalling. Andrew Tate, all that nonsense. Andrew Tate, his mantra feeds absolutely into pornography, the humiliation of women, you name it. Awful. The impact is horrendous.
There is good news. Yes, they've found a way of rewiring, retraining the brain.
Okay.
And it means getting away from the obsession that it's become into the fact that there are more important things in life, and it's a question of seeing what those are and what your aim should be.
Yes.
And they reckon to have a 92%, it takes a long time, a 92% recovery rate, which is brilliant. If it's
That is brilliant. And how do they do that? Is that by education or is it by medication?
I don't know. They've not stated that. Perhaps they're still experimenting. But it seems to be, well, all I'll say, it is a rewiring, a directing, I repeat, to something more important. Obviously, that's one-to-one chatting. Whether they accompany it by drugs, I would suspect they might.
I wonder if, because the brain is your most powerful muscle, isn't it, really? I mean, I wonder if that would, over time, help paedophiles
Indeed.
to rejig the brain. Because the trouble is, chemical castration works for so few people, a handful of people. And of course, if you are being chemically, you have to still take the drugs to stop that urge. And a lot of people won't do that.
So,
They won't take the drugs. So it's interesting. I wonder if they would. Do you remember that awful thing they used to do many, many years ago? I remember my grandma had it. She had a lot of mental health issues, and I think she was abused as a child, to be honest. She was a chain smoker, dreadful, functioning alcoholic. She had rage. She was a nightmare. But they put electrical things or something, don't they, on the brain to,
Well, yes, they used to do a lot, didn't they? The
yeah, yeah.
shockwave treatment.
But then it wouldn't last forever. She'd come out, life be normal again, and then 6 months later she was back in a nursing home again.
Yeah, no, that was horrific.
They were,
And
it was,
actually, it was still recommended up until 5 years ago.
oh God.
So yeah, get the leach bottle out. So yeah, same thing. We move on. I'm a little concerned about GB News.
Oh, are you? Ooh.
Yes, I am, and we've always waved flags in their support, and I still do. They've changed the climate in the news media. God bless them because they've done a good job overall. And what worries me is what I see. First of all, the programs are only in half. What do I mean? Well, you get up in the morning early on when they start broadcasting. Changes somewhat in certain parts of the day, but it's all promos. When's
Oh,
my program coming on next? And
right.
I've calculated that half, literally, of the broadcasting time is the same boring adverts, promos.
Oh, and
Not
they're
the paid
awful.
for adverts.
I'm sorry, they all come from Wales, don't they? You want your
They,
jewellery, you come down to
the
Swansea.
adverts come from Wales, but these are the actual promos saying,
Right.
watch my show,
Yeah, okay.
including the Wretched Caravan motorhome.
Oh, that drives me mad. Oh,
Yes, but if you analyse what is actual speech, it's sometimes half and less than half. When you've got a reel and they get some fantastic people on board
yes.
to give what's really going on, as an example, in the war, from the generals,
Yes.
whoever, to people on the ground, they're giving about a minute. And you think, I want to hear more. But no,
Yeah.
it goes to the stupid weather forecast every 2 seconds.
Yeah. And the
Or,
weather
or the
forecast.
same
I mean,
boring promo.
I don't live
I'm
in
word perfect.
I don't live in Spain. I'm not, it's always, oh, here we go again. Benidorm, Sicily, whatever. How about what we're going to get over here?
Well, yeah, then there's the cost of membership, which is
Oh, yes.
anywhere near from £5 to £20.
Yes.
It's too much.
Hmm.
You can get top other media, dare one say, really serious media, for a quarter of that price.
And when you say that, who would you then recommend, though?
Well, there are various publications, obviously, from the Telegraph point of view, that tends to be okay. The Times sometimes gets a bit uh, progressive, let's say. The Mail, well, we know the Mail is a comic, but they do get some good stuff, and the ladies seem to like it.
Well,
So,
80% readership is female, isn't it?
oh yes, the Express tends to be very right wing, but that's all right. Therefore, modify it towards the centre a bit more. We've got to use our brains in all this, haven't we?
Yes. Oh, definitely. Yeah, no, definitely, without a doubt. Yeah. Because
So
talk.
I hope they get some more money, is what I'm saying, because they need to get it a bit more professional.
Yeah, I do. I mean, some of the promos do. They do drive me mad. They do definitely. But I don't know where they get their funding from. I did look into it a while back, actually. And their expenditure. I'd love to know what they earn, the presenters. I mean, because some of them, Martin Daubney he does incredibly long shifts.
Yes,
You know, he really does. I mean, oh my God, he's still on. He does.
what's he paid? Come on.
I'm just wondering, what's he
Oh, I
paid?
see.
I'd love to know what they get paid.
Yeah, I don't think they get paid as much as the Beeb. Nobody gets paid as much as the Beeb.
No, well, of course, no, because the whole of the country pay for your license, don't they? So they get their money out of that. So there's, they're pretty income secure, aren't they?
They are. Well, I'm going to move on and I'm going to give some tips. In fact, before I start nattering, we talked about coconut oil and I was a bit worried whether it was fattening. No, I was.
Coconut water.
Madame was worried whether it was fattening, so she checked it out. What have
I
you
did.
found?
I did coconut water it must be very, very popular because very often there's only one left on the shelf. Down in Tesco, you can't get it, and I find it difficult to get hold of. But excuse me, it's very, very low in fat and sugar and or anything like that. Very, very low calorie. You can get one that is, I would say more. I can cope with the water one. There's another one that I bought that was it is that milky color, and that definitely has more of a taste to it. But there's different variations of it. But
Well,
the
it
one,
must have the flesh in it as well,
yeah,
presumably.
it mustn't. It's quite milky, but weirdly, it doesn't taste the coconut.
It isn't cheap, mind you, is it?
Oh no, it's not. Well, I paid I think it was on special offer at the moment, down to £2.20. But if you buy the little, you can get a pack of say six little ones, so many litres, I don't know. And it's something like £8.
Really?
It's not cheap. No, it's not.
No,
But
God.
I think a lot of people like smoothies, don't they? And I think it's used a lot in that as well, making
Oh, there you go.
smoothies.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Right, the tips for this week. Nice, easy tip. How do you crack your eggs?
Oh gosh. Oh, now I go on the side of the a bowl and do it that way. My son gets a knife and does it. Uh, And I had to make a mousse the other day, and I find it really difficult. I have got an egg separator, but I do find it difficult if I and to not to break up the egg yolk from going in the white bit. You know what I mean?
You're both wrong, both you and your son, by the way. You don't do things like that. And you don't break the egg on the edge of the frying pan because quite often you get damage to the yolk and it'll spread. The best way of doing it is simply knock the egg on a flat surface,
Oh,
and that you get considerably less damage to the inside. And then
oh.
either put it directly in the pan if you're confident, or in a bowl just to make sure that everything's all right before you stick it in the frying pan. So there
Yeah,
you are, flat surface better than the edge of a pan.
I like so, yeah. So my son does it with, as I say, he gets a knife and does it, and he
That's
has.
even worse.
Well, he seems to have quite a lot of success with it, but
Does he?
you know, oh, and that's something else that's a real pain. I needed a new kitchen knife, right? Just like a 3 inch blade thing. And goodness me, it's like you're trying to get an order of cocaine or something. You've got to, it is, I know this is because of all the stabbings that are going on and all of that, right? So it's made it harder. You had to put your date of birth in, then you have to verify something, then you have to, I could be buying it for some child. I mean, your kitchen's got kitchen knives in it. I mean, it is so difficult to get. I spent ages this morning just trying to order one off Amazon. I gave up in the end. I couldn't be bothered.
Oh, golly.
Yeah,
Well,
no, you have to, and then when it gets delivered, you have to prove it's you, and you have to prove your date of birth.
no, it's ridiculous. It's just
It's crazy. And
OTT.
that knife is going to go in my kitchen cupboard, in my drawer, or my knife block, and anyone who wants to help themselves, they can. I mean, what is crazy? Absolutely crazy.
Uh, get over to Spain. You can buy a nuclear bomb here off the shelf. It's dead easy. Nobody asks for anything. Right, we got to go on this one. Uh, what is the best sleeping position? How do you sleep? Back, front, side?
Well, I go on my side,
Mhm.
and
Which
because
side?
I go on my right side,
Okay. Well, you're being
and
naughty, apparently.
it's what, sorry?
You're being naughty, apparently.
I
Well, the heart is in the middle left of the chest.
Yes, that's right.
And the heart is displaced a little
Who-
bit if you're on. Well, It's a nuance, to be honest. It's come out that they've investigated this, and if you've got heart problems, well, don't get uptight about it. But yeah, there's a slight displacement, but whichever is most comfortable for you, don't worry about left and right.
I think the dangerous one, or the potentially dangerous one, is lying on your back, because you can get sleep apnea.
Yes, that's true.
And sleep apnea is responsible for a lot of dementia because of the
Yes.
starvation of oxygen to the brain.
Yep. The other thing is if you've got any reflux problems as well.
Yes,
a problem.
yes, yeah.
But the final thing is to, there are negatives and positives in everything. Get a couple of good pillows and lift your head up a tiny bit. That helps a lot of people. But a lot of old wives' tales in all this. And the final conclusion of these medics that looked into it said, whatever you do, don't worry about it, because that'll keep you awake at night and that'll do you far more damage than the little displacement of the heart. So there you go.
Well, there you go. I have no trouble getting to sleep.
Oh, no, neither do I. I mean, you're just gone, aren't you? Yeah, it's the pace of life we live.
It says it's true. It is absolutely true. There was a time. I mean, I always used to read in bed, always. And the last 3 or 4 months, I just head on the pillow, gone. I can't remember the last time I read anything when I go to bed. I used to always. I'm just too tired.
It's old age as well, is it then?
You be quiet. I'm going now.
Right. Well, wish you a good rest of the week, and we'll see you very shortly.
Have a good week. What's left of it? Bye for now.